Hey, you right guys, TheTrophyMuncher's Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 1 of Friends Season 8. Sorry if my hair's a bit wet, but I just walked the dogs and it was raining, and then on the top of my head I've been sunburned because I was in Wales for 4 days and it was scorching, so you can't really tell now actually, but my arms are all sunburned, so that's great. And I just got 2 new toes as well, so that didn't help with those, so they're probably going to kill me off. So if you don't see me for episode 2, that might be why. But yeah, sorry about that. And I don't know why I'm apologising for being sunburned, but you can take it anyway. But episode 1 of Friends Season 8, really enjoyed the 7th season. It's been about a week and a half since I finished it, so it's good to kind of get a bit of a break in there. And of course, we're going to go through the Q&A as we do at the start of all of these, and then the character tier list as well, and rank all. Well, I'll say all. There's usually about 10 characters maybe, but all the main characters that we kind of got in the 7th season. And if you enjoy that, I'll talk to you for the next 30 minutes. If not, then there'll be timestamps down below if you do want to just get into the reaction. But there's quite a few questions, to be fair. Typically, we got 34. Most of these are from Raoul, who asked about 50, so it doesn't quite add up in the math. But like I said, you can ask as many questions as you want in this, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Some I might skip if they're I've not read all these, but if there are any, who was your best character in the season, we'll save that for the tier list, of course. But we'll just jump into it. So starting with Gabby, which character do you think had the weakest plots / storylines of season 7? Right, like I said, I've not read these before, so I'm sorry if I am a bit all over the place in thinking of answers, but I'm going to go, as we always do, to Friends on Track and kind of go through. I'm just going to get season 7 up because I'm sure I'm going to use this as reference over and over again. But who had the weakest storyline? Someone pointed out, which I actually agreed with, that season 7 is really good, but it doesn't advance the plot forward much. Like at the start of the season, it's Monica and Chandler are engaged, and the entirety of the season they're getting ready for that wedding, and then they have the wedding at the end. So that one makes sense. But everyone else, they're just kind of there. They have storylines, but it's nothing major, which I actually do agree with. I really enjoy season 7, but that is something I agree with. So the weakest storyline is actually kind of a hard one because I don't. Oh, probably Rachel's romance, actually. Yeah. Tag. I'm going to say Tag and Rachel's romance if I had to think of something. Everything else was mini stories, so I can't really count those. But if you're going by an actual storyline, I'd say. But Tag, I'll admit, wasn't that bad by the end of it. He got better. But off the top of my head, that's what I'm going with. Olivia asks, how do you think each of the friends will find out about the pregnancy? I don't think they can do what they did with Chandler and Monica, where it's they could do this, but each one finding out and it being a big surprise for them, I feel like that might be kind of repetitive. So, I dread Ross finding out. I dreaded Ross finding out the first time with Chandler and Monica because it was his sister, and now it's his ex. So, unless he's the dad, don't know. They maybe did sleep together that we didn't know of. We'll see. How are they going to find out? I feel like she's just going to tell Monica and Phoebe. Or Phoebe will, figure it out. Or Monica might figure it out because of the pregnancy testing, meaning Phoebe will. Yeah, so Chandler pretty much knows. And Monica pretty much knows now. Which means that Phoebe's probably just going to know now. Out of, elimination. So that leaves Ross and Joey who don't know. So Joey's probably just going to find out by accident. And then Ross is going to have some big, I don't know, revelation about it or something. Maybe they'll let that one slip with Ross. Or maybe Rachel just tells him. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think they could just do a repeat of what they kind of have already done. So we'll find out, of course. How do you even say this name? Palpie. That better not be a slur. No, but asks best gag / one-liner overall and by character. So best. Oh, that's a hard one. I can't think of one-liners from this entire show, unless you're on about the season. You're on about entire show. Unagi still gets me, for sure. How You Doing's a classic. It don't really make How You Doing doesn't really make me laugh anymore, but it does make me just go like, of course, like it's just Joey being Joey. I don't know. I don't really care for one-liners to be honest. Like I don't gags are better but when it's like them just coming out with like the classic one-liners. I never really. I'm just like, oh yeah, cool, kind of thing. But so that's why I like the Unagi one because he just had it for that episode and that was really it. Um, the best gag was it this season where Joey rammed into that guy? Yeah, I think it was. It was one with all the candy, wasn't it? Where Joey rammed into that guy. That just threw me off. I don't think that in and of itself, yeah, it was episode 9 of this season, that in and of itself isn't hilarious. I said it in the reaction, but just the way it was done and how out of nowhere it was, and the fact it was Joey. And then when he walks in and goes in to eat the candy, he's just like loving life. Oh, that was great. That was that was one of the funniest moments of the season. I don't know why. The holiday armadillo. That's some good gags in. Yeah, I'm going to be really boring and probably say that Joey one. That really threw me off guard. There are definitely better gags and jokes in this season for sure. They're just not jumping out in mind. That's the problem with not reading these before. Maybe I should plan these out a bit more, but I kind of like doing them off the cuff. Oh, also when Phoebe episode, which episode was it? Where Phoebe was on the phone selling. Is that the truth? No, it wasn't the truth about London. I can't remember exactly which episode it was, but that whole Phoebe storyline where the guy looks at the board and it just says today's task, kill myself, that took me off guard as well, so that was really good. So I'll go with those two for now. Kate asks, any predictions / hopes for Phoebe in season 8 as she is your favourite character, question mark? Maybe. Nice try. You're not getting me. You'll find out in the tier list. But maybe. Phoebe hopes for season 8. What did she do this season? She was Phoebe. She had that guy who is a fan favourite come back for one episode. Also, I put that episode up on YouTube like 2 or 3 days ago, and I found validation. A lot of people were saying... Well, I put the episode where he came back in about a week ago, and then the episode after where I mentioned, I didn't know he was a fan favourite. And a lot of people were saying they didn't know he's a fan favourite either, and they agreed with me. So that felt good. No, again, I don't mind David, but if he's like the end game for Phoebe, oh my lord, we'll see, I guess. But yeah, that was a storyline for Phoebe. What else did she really do? She beat up a fire alarm or a smoke detector. Yeah, I just hopes for season 8. I always say like a romance and then I never get it, so maybe I should just stop saying that. And if I stop saying it, maybe that's when it will actually happen. So I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say gets back with me more of a family because that never happens either. Maybe rekindles a bit of no. It's her like getting close to a twin sister. Like, do I even care about that? I don't think I do. I feel like I'd just be saying that for the sake of it, but I don't actually care about her getting close to a twin sister. So maybe more. I kind of like what they did with this season with giving her more wholesome moments. Like going out, like as funny as the gag was about the guy killing himself, but her actually going to help him and then her getting the bike, I thought was a really wholesome moment as well. So maybe more of that, I wouldn't mind. But if, in terms of main story, I never know with Phoebe because I always say the same thing and I never get it. So, alright, we've got Raoul's 1, 2, 3. How many questions actually is it? 6, I think. One of them has 8 likes, so we'll see what that one is. Raoul asks, was it better or worse than you expected? Like I mentioned in the last Q&A, I consider Season 7 underrated. I would agree, actually. I was really surprised by how good this season was because every time I've asked a few times what people consider the best and weakest season. Quite a few people said their weakest season is season, I think it's 7 and 9. So obviously I don't know about season 9 yet, but season 7 was a lot of people's choice as well. So I went into this season kind of assuming it'd be like maybe a 7 out of 10. I was really I do agree, like someone said on one of the comments of the finale, that they felt like the storylines weren't really there with this season. I do agree on that, but in terms of wholesome moments, development with characters, and like funny gag moments, which is what you want from Friends, I think it was a really strong season. I don't think it was the best or even the second best, but I think it's kind of in the middle for me. And that's with the mindset that I need to go back and rewatch seasons 1, 2, and 3 as well. So there is that. Raoul asks also, who's the daddy? Who is the dad? We're not going to say the word dad. We're not going to do that one. I see you've put your little laughing emoji, and you've got 4 likes, so very well done for that. But we're not saying that. We're saying who's the dad? Raoul. So behave. Who's the dad? Ross is too obvious. Tag's boring. So it's going to be someone we don't know. Oh, it's Bruce Willis. Imagine Bruce Willis comes back. Surely it has to be Ross. It can't be Tag. Because, like, it's done. Who cares? So I'm saying not Tag. I'm leaning towards Ross, but then I'm like, that's too obvious. And I felt like we would have... Would we have known that they slept together, though? Because the moment they were about to was in the premiere of Season 7. And they never actually did. But did they actually? Maybe they actually kind of did. Off camera. I'm going to say someone we don't know. Is it? Oh, this could be where Brad Pitt comes into it. Maybe he's the dad. But also, I don't know how long Brad Pitt's in it. Is he like a 1-episode thing, or is he an actual character? So we'll see. Of course, we're going to find out. But I'm going to say Ross, even though that's a really obvious choice. So it could be Joey. It's not going to be Chandler, so Joey is an option. Would Joey and Rachel have slept together at any point? They have been living together, and there have been a few moments where she's like sat on his lap. There's been a couple of moments, so Joey would be the more like twist surprise option. Ross is the obvious one. I'm going to say Joey, you know. I'm going to say it. We're saying Joey. Who knows? I feel like in terms of Friends likes to do it twists and like, oh, look who slept together kind of moments. They've done that once. Yeah, but they've done it. They did it with Janice and Ross as well. So I'm going to say Joey. Raoul also asks, who is the highlight character of the season? Nice try. We'll get to that. Raoul asks, will the Janice cameo trend continue or end? It has to continue. You're on season 7 and you've done it this many times now. You might as well do it for the next 3 seasons. Bring Janice back once in season 8, once in season 9, and then twice in season 10. Have her be in the finale of the entire show. Have her be the last image we see. Actually, don't have her be the last image we see. Have the last image we see be Phoebe. Then I'll die happy knowing that's the case. Raoul asks, what are some things you need to happen this season? I think Chandler needs to get some of his wit and charm back. I don't know. He's kind of lost that a bit recently. I still love Chandler, but he's lost some of that wit and charm. I'm not saying I want him to go back to his old ways, because I don't want that. I think he's had great development. But season 7, I found him actually one of the least funny characters. Is that a sentence? One of the unfunny characters out of the entire lot. So maybe that's... I'm not going to say it's the Monica effect, because I'll get slaughtered. But it is the Monica effect, unfortunately. If he was marrying Phoebe, I think he'd have been funnier. But he's marrying Monica. No, I need to stop. I'm going to get so many dislikes. You can't dislike videos on Patreon. Get wrecked. No, I love... Monica's funny. I'm sorry. Monica is actually funny. I actually do mean that, even though it sounds like I'm being sarcastic. So, yeah, I think Chandler needs to get some of his wit back. Monica... I want to say, like, maybe they have a storyline where it's not about them just being together now. Because I feel like we've had that for 2 seasons. So maybe give Monica something else to do. But I don't know what. But then you had, like, the mini stories, like her going back to the family home to get all the boxes and stuff. So they were quite good moments. Yeah. Maybe more like Ross and... I really like the Ross and Monica sibling, when they were like sibling stuff, when they were being wholesome in that episode. I just liked all the wholesome moments from the last season, apparently. But Phoebe, I'm not even going to go there because I always get it wrong. Rachel, we're obviously going to find out who the dad is at some point this season. I'd be very surprised if they don't tell us this season. As for Ross... Oh yeah, if you hear a bit of banging in the background... like that. We're having a new bath pot in, so that explains that. We might just have to bear through it though at some point. So yeah, if there are some cuts in this video, that'll be why. just so you know. But yeah, I don't. It's been 5 minutes, so I don't know what I was talking about. If I'm going to be completely honest, I literally got the tier list prepared while that was going on. But Raul's final question is: this isn't a question. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. It's not a final question. This isn't a question, but I would love to say thank you for this. The reactions. Literally, no one else that I know of or can find is reacting to Friends. That's interesting. Yeah, no, that makes sense though, because like if people every time I get upload a new reaction, it's like I'm surprised you've never watched Friends, so that kind of makes sense. It's my favorite show ever for different reasons. It's also my comfort show, so even whenever I'm feeling down, if you were to drop a reaction, I already feel better because I'm watching Friends and your first time reaction to an episode. I don't want to drag this anymore, so yeah, thank you so much. Wow, that's nice of you to say. I'm glad. I'd never know how to respond to comments like this when it's on camera, so that took me off guard. But no, I'm really glad. I can tell like Friends is, even though I didn't grow up with it, of course. It was always like in the not always, but it was on in the background at times. It was always kind of that show that people know, because when I was born, had it just come out? I think like 95 or something. So it was around until I was around 7 or 8. So I was very young. And then even after that, and even up to this day, people obviously still watch Friends. So it's always kind of struck me as one of those shows that people go to find comfort. And I have those shows as well. Like for me, even though I didn't grow up, but as I was saying, I have my comfort shows as well. So like the In-Betweeners, I find a lot of comfort in that. It's just funny to me. The Office, I find a lot of comfort in. As much as I love Lost and 24 and Breaking Bad, they're not really like. I guess they could be considered comfort shows because you always find entertainment and enjoyment in watching them. But I was, shows like Friends, I kind of get that feeling. It's like 20 minutes of your time, can have a bit of a laugh, and you have comfort in these characters. So I'm glad this show exists, and I'm glad in some way me bringing reactions to that as well helps as well. So this, again, great. I really appreciate the comment, but this is for people who have always, I've had a lot of DMs kind of saying that they're having a down day or not really feeling themselves and it's been a bad week, and kind of being able to just watch Friends alongside me or whoever, and people on the community on Patreon or YouTube get some enjoyment out of that, and it takes their mind off things for a bit. So I don't really mention this stuff in videos because I'm just like, I reply to the DMs and that's that. But yeah, I guess on camera I've never really mentioned it, so I just want to I'm glad you guys find enjoyment out of these. I never know what to say. I'm if I reply and I'm really crap at responding in DMs, then I'm terrible at this stuff. But that's hence why I don't really do it in videos. But as Raul brought it up, I'll just say I'm glad that you guys find enjoyment out of these. So yeah, thank you for there's 10 likes as well. So check you out, Raul. Getting those, I've just unliked it. I'll give it a like. Why not? You deserve one. Have that. Anyway, Chloe asks, what is your favourite storyline this season and what are you most looking forward to in the next? My favourite storyline is Joey dating Susan Sarandon. There you go. Absolutely. I've, ever since that episode, I think I have a crush. I have a new crush on Susan Sarandon. We'll get into that in the tier list, don't worry, but that's just, I'm just letting you know that that's the thing now. And what am I most looking forward to? Rachel. A lot of people have said their favourite Rachel is in season 8, so I'm very excited for that. So I'm actually very excited for Rachel for once. Crystal asks, 3 questions. Off the top of your head, what's the most memorable moment of season 7? Susan Sarandon. My mind went instantly to Susan Sarandon. Fuck. No. What's happening? It's not really off the top of my head if my mind's just on Susan Sarandon, so do I just have to say that? I will say when Joey walked in with the bandage on his head. That was great. Any season 8 finale predictions? Rachel gives birth. Depends how much of a time. I guess she's been pregnant for a while up to this point, so I'm going to say yeah, she gives birth in the finale season 8, and she calls the kid Susan Sarandon. Because besides Rachel's pregnancy, who do you think or hope might have a big storyline this season? Phoebe. And let's have Ross have another big storyline. It's been a season. We can give him a big storyline now. Rachel, Monica and Chandler have had a big storyline this season, so not too fussed about them too. Phoebe I'd love. Joey's, I mean, Joey would be great, but he never does. So I'm going to say Ross and Phoebe. Rachel's obviously going to be big this season. Mariah asks, whose storyline are you looking forward to most next season? What's your predictions for all the characters in season 8? Whose storyline was your favourite this season? This season, favourite storyline, I did say, what was it? No, I said my weakest was Rachel and Tag, so my favourite. It's hard that there's not really storylines this season. It was a hard one, but I'll say the wholesome moments. There's not really storylines, but we'll go with that. And most looking forward to Rachel and what my predictions for all the characters in season 8. Kind of mentioned that, like I say, figuring out who the dad is with Rachel, Monica and Chandler living the married life, Joey probably getting more jobs and failing at them, Phoebe being the best character and not having much of a storyline, and Ross, I'm hoping, has actually a big storyline this season, but we'll see. But he'll probably be involved in Rachel in quite a big way as well, even if he's not the dad. Oh yeah, okay, I was DM'd not to read Bourbon's comment, so I'm going to scroll past that, no offence. I got 2 DMs saying, do not read Bourbon's question, and they haven't deleted it, so I'm assuming it's a spoiler, so I'm going to just scroll past that one. Don't want any spoilers, so don't know what that's about. So yeah, but Charlie asks, just wanted to start off by saying I love your reactions and watched your reaction to season 7 has reminded me of how great the season was. I'm glad. A few people have said that actually. They're like surprised by how much I enjoyed season 7 and how much they're enjoying it rewatching it, because like I said, it was kind of renowned as one of the weaker seasons. So I'm glad people have. I was very surprised by how good it actually was. Like I said, I don't think it was exceptional or anything like that. But I think it was really funny, and I need to. What's another word for wholesome? Wholesome. Because I need. Is it like the saurus? Healthy, health giving, healthful, good, beneficial, sustaining, strengthening, nutritious, nourishing. No, I don't like any of these words. Moral, ethical, nice, upstanding. None of these are giving me the same as wholesome. I don't know why I turned into a gorilla then. Non-erotic. Yeah, I enjoyed all the non-erotic moments of this season. What the fuck? Conducive to or characterized by moral well-being. That's not what wholesome is. Thesaurus is wrong. Simple. Yeah, I loved all the simple moments. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm going to go with the thesaurus is outdated in life. What's another word? I don't know. You know what I mean. I need to stop saying that word because I've used it about 50 times already in this video. But what was I on about? Yeah, I think season 7 had the most of those moments, is what I was trying to say. Which season has been the best for each of the characters? I guess we could go through the tier lists, but I think early on, I'd say Chandler. I'm not going to go season by season, but seasons 1, 2, and 3, we'll say Chandler. Then it was Monica for one season, remember she was the best. Then it was Phoebe, then it was Ross, and then we'll do the tier list here and decide. But it switched very well. Joey's never been at the top for me, I don't think. I think he might have been actually for one. Joey's been very consistent, and I don't think Rachel is that. Yeah, Rachel was pretty high last season, but she didn't make it into the top 2. So she was 3 basically. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Chandler had the most consistent, but that was very early on. That's kind of changed since then. What friendship do you want to see more of? Rachel and Joey, I think, is great. Phoebe and Ross, I think when those two on screen. Oh, Phoebe and Joey are actually very wholesome. I really like Phoebe and Joey's little friendship, so we'll go with that one. But also the other two I mentioned. I think Monica and Rachel are very good, but they're obvious, and like Joey and Chandler are very good, but they're obvious as well. So, yeah, we'll go with that. Do you follow any of the actors on their social media? I do not. I follow very few celebrities, I feel like now. But who would I follow? I don't think I'd follow any of them, to be honest. Do they post anything of interest to me? I feel like every celebrity now just posts about politics, and I'm like, I don't care, to be honest. So, especially because they're all like American actors as well. It's like, I just don't care. Camilla asks, do you think the father of Rachel's baby is someone we know, in brackets, tag Joey Ross, or someone we haven't met yet? As I said, my prediction is, out of those three, Joey Ross tag. It's not going to be tag. There's no way. Bro, if it's tag, I'm going to be so disappointed. Joey will be the twist, Ross will be the obvious one, Tag will be the disappointing one. So, and it's just not going to be Chandler, is it? That will be a twist. That will be a twist. Oh my god, it's Chandler's. Not only did he cheat on Monica, but Rachel's pregnant with his baby, and it also comes out with no head. Now that's a twist. Camilla also asks, dynamic / friendship you would like to see more of? We answered. Camilla also asks, which character would you say you relate to the most? I can't with these questions because it's so hard. Because you look at characters, you're like, oh yeah, I relate to this character because of this. But then you remind yourself of something stupid they've done, and they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I relate to Joey because he wrapped a bandage around his head. I don't know. Susan Sarandon. No, I wish. Let me think. Who do I relate to the most? I think maybe a bit of Rachel. I think, like, the thing with Friends, and this sounds so cheesy, but it is actually kind of true. All 6 of the characters kind of have an element that we all have. I just feel like that's, like, you got Chandler's sarcasm in there. If you don't have sarcasm in your life, what are you doing? Monica's like serious ways. She is funny, but she's got that about her. Ross being over the top about everything. Joey just not really giving a fuck about anything. What's Rachel got? Maybe a bit of ego, but she cares about others. So, and then Phoebe kind of a bit blasé about everything. So all of them kind of mixed into one kind of works. I'm not saying I'm all the characters in one. I'd be like a god if that happened, but little bits from each. I can take that, and I'll accept that as well. Mariah asks, which was your favorite friendship this season? This season, Joey and Rachel. I think they were, because they've been living together the whole season. So that's my prediction. I'm going Joey because they have been living together. So it actually it will make sense. I don't know about that. We'll see how they work it. Anastasia asks, we might get a bit of drilling in a sec. I can feel in my bones. Anastasia asks, if you had to choose one out of the 6 main characters as your best friend, who would it be? Phoebe. But then I'd have a crush on her, so... is it kind of sad I looked at all the men and went no? I don't want Chandler as a best mate. Definitely don't want Ross as a best mate. And Joey, I just feel like I guess maybe Joey. Not Monica. I don't want Monica as best mate. So I'd say Rachel or Phoebe, but then I'd just have a crush on him. So Joey. We'll go with Joey. Can I? No, Susan Sarandon. I'd have a crush as well. I just want to have a crush on Monica, but I don't want Monica as the best friend. So did I have a crush on Monica in season 4 or 5? I think I did. But I'd have a crush on Joey as well, so it's a hard one. It's a hard question you're asking here. You said best friend and not dating, so I'll say Joey. We'll go with Joey. Bridget asks, during season 7, which underrated pairing did you like the most? Told you. We got a few this season. Ross and Phoebe, Ross and Joey, Chandler and Rachel, question mark? I don't know why I'm reading it like this. I'm always wishing the writers would give us more of these pairs. I actually agree, but I get they've got limited time because it's only 20 minutes, but you missed out Phoebe and Joey. You missed out Rachel and Joey. Ross and Phoebe is a very good one. Ross and Joey, they're good. I don't care too much about that, honestly. I think they're good, but it's not like a one I'd want more of. Chandler and Rachel I think are very good, but again, they're very rare. You kind of get one a season. No Monica. Monica's very good with Rachel. Like, I don't care for her and Phoebe. I don't care for her and Joey. I don't care for her. Well, I care for her and Ross and her and Chandler, obviously, but it's not more of a friendship pairing. It's just siblings and husband. So, yeah. Do you think there could possibly be one plot line that would make you want to drop the show? Like, what would be the last thing you want to see happen to these characters? Oh, God, maybe drop the show. That is a good question, but God, what it would have to be extreme. Because even if you go like, oh, Joey walks in with an M4 and shoots Phoebe in the face. Okay, so one, Joey's just killed my favourite character. Maybe. She's my favourite character. Maybe. I'm not spoiling anything that you don't already know, to be fair. So yeah, even if that happened, I'd want to watch the next episode because I want to be like, does Joey get arrested? Imagine it like just turns like Phoebe just becomes a drug addict, and I'd be like, oh no. Okay, here's what would have to happen: all the friends die, and then they're all replaced with characters from Riverdale. So, but even then, I'd want to watch why that would happen. Oh, I agree, Drill. I agree. There's nothing. There's got to be something so mundane. So, like, all the friends die, and then it turns to a show about politics. That would make me want to drop the show, I guess. It's a good question, but it's also hard, because how bad would it have to be where it'd make you want to drop it, but also not make you curious to watch it? Like I said, all being replaced by Riverdale characters, I'd want to continue that. Like, why would that happen? Tell me. But yeah, good question. Jasper asks, which character do you wish the most to get their own storyline? Always Phoebe, but it never happens. I always feel like Joey and Phoebe most of the time serve as supporting characters for the others, and I wish they would get more storylines of their own. 100% agree. We're in agreement there, so I'm saying Phoebe, but it never happens. It's just sad. Sophie asks, which of the characters do you think you would get along with most in real life? So get along with is very different to best friend. Is it? Probably not, but I'm going Phoebe. I just imagine being around Phoebe. That'd be kind of cool. One can hope. Connor asks, who would you like as your sibling the most? Ross? Or Joey? Joey would look out for you. Ross would in his own way, but Joey would more. So Joey. I feel like sibling and best friend kind of works as the same, so I'm going Joey with that one. Ivo asks, what is Chandler Bing's job? And then in brackets, common mom, it's 7 seasons in, you've got to know the answer. Chandler Bing's job is, I actually do know this, because you are right, I've been watching the show for a long time, so I actually do know it. It's statistical analysis and data reconfiguration. Like, I actually did know that. So, if that doesn't deserve a like on this video, no, I'm not. I can't do that. I can't ask for a like. But I did just get it right, and I didn't search it all. What is Chandler's middle name? I actually know this. So I think Chandler's middle name, if I rack my brain, I actually do know this one. It's Muriel, from my memory, of course. Will you ever consider watch Friends after? Will you ever watch Seinfeld after Friends? Yeah, I'd be down for Seinfeld. We've got another sitcom that's in replacement for Friends. I mean, it kind of is on top of the poll. It's going to be How I Met Your Mother, so that'll be coming probably when I think in my head I'm thinking I'll start season 1 of that when I'm on season 10 of Friends. So that kind of, and we have New Girl as well, of course. But yeah, Seinfeld I probably would get to at some point. It just wouldn't be anytime soon, if I'm being honest. But that seems like a kind of the next in line after How I Met Your Mother, maybe, or New Girl, whichever. But New Girl would finish first. Hamdi asks, You always talk about how amazing season 5 was. What do you think the writers did in season 5 successfully that they didn't do in season 7? I think the storylines in season 5 just banged, absolutely banged. Chandler and Joey were great. Chandler and Monica were great. The people, all the characters like finding out about Chandler and Monica, each one felt earned, and it was like actually a great moment, which led to a great episode as well. It was funny, consistently funny all the way through. And I think that's also the season where I started to fall in love with Phoebe a lot as well. So that kind of helps. But they're the standouts for sure. So, and it had a great ending as well. Really good ending. So I think they just nailed it. Like if I go to Friends season 5, how many like I mean, we had a lot of high ratings. Oh, yeah, you started off with the altar as well. Like each character pretty much had a. Oh, Ross off his hinges was great as well. Yeah, you had a couple of like okayish episodes in there, like episodes 16 to 18, but that's like 3 episodes. It's not even that deep. So yeah, and the one in Vegas. So yeah, I just think it was consistent all the way through. So whereas, like I say, season 7 was really solid, but not on that level. That's for sure. Oh, I think someone just died. That sounded like gunfire to me. Raul's back. Would you ever be able to ace a trivia quiz of all 10 seasons at the end? Or is your memory not the best regarding the early seasons? We will do this. That's a video idea, and I'm taking it. So we're going to do a Friends quiz after we finish the show. So remind me, in case I forget. 2 more. Raul asks, is there anything major that you change about season 7? Not really. I think Tag may be going a bit sooner, but he served a purpose. As much as I didn't love Tag, he did serve a purpose of a storyline for Rachel, for her realising she kind of, wants to get on with her life a bit more and can't really date him anymore. Like, she's 30 now, so she's ready to take that next step, at least it seemed like on that birthday episode. So, and I mean, she kind of got that. She's pregnant, so even though that was the weakest, I wouldn't change it. Oh, that's a double jump. And other than that, I wouldn't. No, maybe Chandler's dad being in it a bit sooner would have been nice, but I hope he comes back. Actually, that's something I actually hope for. Chandler and my dad, Chandler and Chandler's dad, kind of having more scenes together, I think would be really cool. So, but yeah, I don't think I'd change much, to be honest. They can't all be on the level of season 5, so they show word for what it was trying to do. And then Fix with the final question asks, who is your favourite character so far throughout all 7 seasons, and who is your favourite duo on the show? Like I said, my duo, I'd probably say Rachel and Joey, or Phoebe and Ross. If you're not going like the obvious ones like Chandler and Joey, they're obvious, but and then favourite character throughout. I'm not actually going to answer that one because I want to do like an ultimate tier list when we finish the show. But no, I guess good, because I'd say right now, it's hard. I'd say most consistent through is probably Chandler, but for me it's between Chandler, Ross, and Phoebe. It's not Monica, it's not Rachel, and it's not Joey. So it's between those 3, and we'll have to decide on one, which is going to be the hard part at the end of the show. But we'll see how these next 3 seasons go. Right, sorry about the drilling, but that is the Q&A part. I really appreciate everyone who asked a question. I'm glad a lot of people asked questions here. So 34, that did take a while, but I had a lot of fun with those questions. We had some really good ones this time. So thank you. And we'll jump into the tier list, and then we'll jump into the reaction. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, so here we have... Sorry about the audio going back, by the way. I have to change the audio, unfortunately. But this is the tier list from the last season. So we had... I've forgotten the name already. I don't even know her name. We didn't have Janice here, but I think that's because she was just a phone call. She wasn't really in it. We had Richard. We had whatever her name was. Emily. Bruce Willis. Reese Witherspoon. Gunther. And then we had Ross at the top. Phoebe. Rachel, Chandler, Joey, Monica in the last season. So that's going to change, definitely. Actually, remember, I'm basing this off season 7 alone. This is only this season. This is not how I feel about all the characters as a whole. So do keep that in mind. But these are the characters I could come up with, or at least think of being like at least having a role or like a significant role. I know there are other characters like the cousin and David as well, for example, but I don't really have like an opinion on those characters. So I do have an opinion. The cousin was fine, and David I don't care for as much as others, but he was only in like 2 scenes this season, so it's kind of hard. But yeah, we'll start. We'll obviously leave the big 6 until the end. Also, I had a new tier. I thought "Not My Friends" was kind of cheesy and cool. Don't know why I've done that because none of these characters are going to be in there anyway. So yeah, no one's going to be in that. So I just wanted to add it to show you guys that that kind of would make sense. But we're deleting it because no one's going to go in there. I'll spoil that now. Let's start with Tag. Again, I didn't hate his character. I think he was, I mean, spoiler alert, okay, I guess. Yeah, I never cared for his romance with Rachel. I think he was nice enough. He had some funny moments. I just think like even the idea though of Rachel trying to date her assistant was like, it wasn't the best start, we'll put it that way. When it kind of came towards an end, like what did they last 6 episodes, 7 episodes, I felt like, oh, okay, you know what, they actually do have a bit of chemistry. I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. Like, I think the first half of their relationship, I was like, no, don't care. And then the second half was a bit more, they're fine. I never loved their relationship. I never thought it was great. But it wasn't the worst either. Bruce Willis was way better as a love interest. He was actually funny. So Tag never was hilarious. He was okay. So yeah, you can live there. Kind of like Joey's romance from the last season. It just kind of existed for me. Then we have Chandler's dad, who I forgot the name of, to be honest, but Chandler's dad, I'm going to put in really good. Only in 2 episodes, really, towards the end, so not in it for too long. But I thought they were really likable, so I want to have more of them in. I think I expected Chandler's dad to be, I don't know, based on what Chandler was saying about them, just really unbearable, but I thought they were cool, so I'm happy if they bring them back in future episodes. I kind of really hope they do, because I think there's more of a story to be told there. And like Monica also, I'm actually kind of glad she pushed Chandler to go and talk to him, because I don't know, he was definitely holding on to a grudge there, and how it messed up with his childhood. And there were parts of what Chandler was saying where it's like I kind of understood. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, validated for sure. But then there was some bits where I'm like, come on, like Chandler's dad being there to support Chandler at like the swimming stuff, and whenever they were in New York trying to make an effort to contact Chandler and Chandler turning it down is a bit like, okay. But then Chandler, I think, kind of said to Monica like, I'm really glad, well, definitely did say, I'm really glad you made me do this and stuff. So maybe he saw a bit of an error in his ways. And like I say, Chandler's experience with it was his childhood was ruined and his family was broken apart very early on, so that part of it I can kind of see. But yeah, I hope we get more scenes with that, because I think the only other parent I really care for is Jack. I love Jack, but all the other parents in the show I don't really care about, so it'd be good to have another one. So I hope that is Chandler's dad. We'll see. Gunther, I'm going to put down in there. Overall, Gunther's amazing overall, but this season I think Gunther had maybe 2 scenes, maybe 2 lines of dialogue. They've even dropped the whole Gunther having a crush on Rachel. I feel like that just was non-existent this season. So as much as I love Gunther, if you're basing Gunther off season 7, 2 lines of dialogue maybe just kind of was there. So yeah, we're going to put Gunther down in okay. Hurts me to see, because I do love Gunther, but again, I have to be realistic that it's based off this season alone, and he didn't really do anything. Not that he really does much anyway, but I feel like he has more to say in other seasons over this one. Janice, the love of my life. I love her. Yeah, what can I say about Janice? I've not said a billion times. Always thought she was going to be super annoying, because everyone said that she's like the most, not everyone, but a lot of people said she's like the most annoying character ever. She's obviously meant to be that character, but she just does it so well. So yeah, she's in the grades for me. I love her. So I really hope they keep her in at least once every season for the next 3, because then at least she's been in every season in some way. That'd be kind of cool. They can't stop that now. It'd be so random to just not have her show up in season 8, 9 and 10. You might as well have it being a running gag. Why not? Ben, the little menace. You can kind of actually see Ben's more Ross's kid this season than any other. That's why I kind of added Ben in this one. It felt like Ben was an actual character the whole episode with him and Rachel doing pranks, and then the big prank at the end with Ross's body being thrown down the stairs. I thought was really good. So Ben's cool. I'm going to put Ben in really good, probably below Chandler's dad. It felt like Ben was an actual character this season. Ben's always just kind of bimbled about. You have like a mention of him once or twice from Ross here and there, but actual lines of dialogue and Cole Sprouse. So that's kind of cool as well. Kind of, I'm assuming his first big role. If you're on Friends, if anyone's on Friends, it's kind of a big role for them. So that's good stuff. But hopefully we get more of the Rachel and Ben duo. Maybe that's one of our friendship duos we should have mentioned, but maybe we can get more of that in future episodes. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to save Susan Sarandon. We'll get to that one. I had to pick this image for Joey. I had to pick that image. Let's do Judy. I never really loved Judy. Unfortunately for Judy, Jack's just way funnier. But Judy is good. It wasn't this season, of course, but I did like when Judy was kind of ripping into Ross and Chandler. But that wasn't this season, so I can't really bring that up. I can, and I have, and I will, and I have done. But I'm going to say okay, but at the top. No, actually, based on this season, below tag, honestly. I like Judy. She has some good lines in there. She's likeable enough. She's not, like, unbearable when I'm, like, kind of Karen from One Tree Hill. Even though Karen has good moments as well. It's just, when Karen's bad, Karen's bad. Judy at least never gets to that level. She's kind of, like, always neutral for me. So, yep, I'm happy with Judy and okay. Then we'll do Jack. He was so funny this season. One of his funniest seasons, I'm going to say. Not his funniest, but I'm going to put him at the top of great. He's so good. He's so good. I love him. The actor who plays him, I don't know his name, but his mannerisms and the way he delivers his lines, that's the thing about Jack, and I feel like with a lot of the main characters as well, but it's not so much what they're saying, it's how it's being said, and Jack is the perfect example of that. I know it's not this season, but it's very cool where he says, of course they're not, they're wicker to Chandler. It's just like the way he delivers it is so good. So because of that reason, he's going into the greats. Talking of storylines I hope for, I don't want a storyline with Jack. I think the amount they use him is the perfect amount, so continue to use him that amount in season 8 would be great. If they had a season of Friends where Jack was in it like for one scene, I'd actually be very disappointed. So then we'll do okay, this is where I have to put the bias of the fact that look at newfound crush. And then I've had 2 people tag me in Susan Sarandon videos on Twitter as well, so that also doesn't help. Thank you, but it doesn't help. But also, I can't put her in best of the best. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Cecilia. She was really good, but I can't put her in best of the best. I'm going to have to put it down here. Oh, it hurts. If you're going by crushes though, she's there. She's the number 1 crush, apart from Phoebe, obviously. No one's topping Phoebe, what the fuck. But we'll put it down there. It hurts me to say. Technically she should be here, but I'm not doing that. I'm putting it there. So yeah, I think she was a really good character as well, to be fair. I actually shipped her and Joey more than I shipped Joey with his romance from the last season, and she was in it for 1 episode, so that's kind of, yeah, that's funny how that works out. But yeah, we're gonna put her there. We're not gonna get her again, I'm assuming, but for the little time we had with the character, she was very good. Let's stop fanboying over Susan Sarandon. The main 6. This is where things start to get painful for us all, as we have to rank them. Keep in mind, we had Monica, Joey, Chandler, Rachel, Phoebe, Ross in the last season. So this time, I'm going to put Monica at the bottom again. Sorry. I know. I hate it as much as you do. Well, I don't actually. I'm sure there's some people there who are crying. Someone actually cries watching this tier list. That's my goal in life, I think. Is just make someone cry watching a tier list of mine out of pure pain. But yeah, Monica for me just had the most unlikable moments. There were only about 3 moments in the season, but that's more than most of this season. So yeah, she kind of annoyed me at times, as she did with the last season, unfortunately. But she did have some really strong moments, like with Ross, and then getting Chandler to go see his dad, and planning for the wedding. I think had some really cute moments with her being really excited when she was putting the dress on and stuff. Like she was adorable in those moments. But for me, the other characters were just stronger than Monica. So yeah, Ross be looking kind of tanned in that photo. Maybe I picked a different picture. Maybe that's him in like a future season. But he looks really tanned. Then I'm gonna go. Honestly, these are always so hard because I never think about it. I always think about like my number one, but then I never plan out the rest. Based on this season, Chandler. I think that was Joey last time on it. Yeah. Like I said, he's lost some of that wit and charm for me. He's still a really good character. And his storyline for the whole season was just preparing for the wedding, which makes sense. Of course that makes sense. It's like the only major main story we had the entire season, but I don't know. Keep in mind as well, by the way, I'd say this every time of this season, they're all still in best of the best. They're all still in best of the best. And they probably always will be in best of the best, but it's just ranking the 6 is hard. But Chandler for me, Chandler's not so much that he's lacked more of what he did in the last season. I just think the other characters were stronger than Chandler this season. So Chandler's going there. Then I'm going to do Ross based on this season. But yeah, Ross I just think peaked in... Well, I don't know about peaked. It could change in 8, 9 and 10. But so far has peaked in seasons 4 and 5 and parts of 6 for me. In terms of comedy, for sure. Maybe not so much storylines, but in terms of comedy. Whereas here, I think he lacked more. He was still really funny, but lacked more on his comedy, and he just didn't really have a storyline. So, but he was very good with Phoebe and Monica in those certain episodes. So, he's number 4 for me. Then I'm gonna go Rachel. I think she was really likeable this season. I think it was just her storyline in the first third didn't stand out so much to me. But Rachel as a character was actually really, really strong. And great ending. I think I'm putting her above Ross just because of those final 2 episodes. I love how excited she was for Monica. I liked the dynamic with Joey. I liked the dynamic with all the characters this season, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to put Rachel there. Like I say, it's hard with this season in particular because I can't really call too much about their actual storylines. So, even with who I'm going to put number 1, which is obvious, but I think the only ones with storylines was Chandler and Monica, like a consistent one all the way through, and they're at the bottom. Because I don't think the comedy was there. Obviously, every character had funny moments, obviously, it's a comedy show, but or it's a sitcom more so, but yeah, for me, it's just, I don't know. For me, it's like, it is personal preference and likability for me, and it's hard with Chandler and Monica because they did have the strongest storyline, but they're not the strongest characters for me. I don't know, it's a hard one. I think this season's going to be very different for people. I think most of the time people have said they've agreed with the rankings on the tier list, but I think this one most people are probably going to disagree with. But yeah, number 2 is Joey. Phoebe I just love. She was actually really funny this season as well, to be fair. There is a bias in there, obviously, because I love Phoebe, but this season I just loved her even more this season, so she's still number 1 for me. She hasn't been dethroned yet. Joey for me though, number 2. I think this is one of his funniest seasons. Like say that image there, for example, him barging that guy out of the way, like I said. He actually had I actually bought his romance with Susan Sarandon, funnily enough. His storyline's still a little bit weak. It's just kind of more of the same, like he gets a job and then he loses the job because he messes it up. But yeah, again, liked his dynamic with Rachel, I think was really strong, and him kind of being really excited for Chandler and Monica, kind of like Rachel was, I think was really wholesome as well. So yeah, let's put Phoebe at number 1. That's my rankings. I could honestly swap Rachel and Ross, but I'm happy with that. I think Ross could go there. Honestly as well, I think Chandler and Monica could very close to being swapped, like Chandler at bottom, Monica at, but I think Chandler, for me, he never really had unlikable moments other than his dad's situation, but that was more 50-50. Like him, like say, saying that it ruined his childhood because they broke up and stuff. That makes sense. It was more that he was holding on to a grudge for that many years, even though his dad was trying to make an effort and did make an effort when Chandler was a kid as well. It was more those little things, but just Chandler's experience stuff, of course. But yeah, I think those two could swap, but I'm happy with Monica there. Yeah, I think how does that differ? So yeah, Ross has gone down quite a bit. That's fine with me. Rachel's gone up one. No, Rachel stayed where she is. Sorry, Joey's gone up loads. I think he was way better this season than he was last season. Personally, Chandler's gone down a little bit. Monica's at the same. And Phoebe's gone back to the top. I'm just gonna check actually. I want to look at. I think I show you these every time, but look how many tier lists I have. It's not that many actually. Yeah, I'm happy with all these. Where's Friends? So that's season 7, that one was season 6. There's Friends season 5. And then Friends season 4. It's Friends season 5. That's why I put presentation mode on, because I just... oh yeah, this guy. Solid, Gunther, Jack's above Janice now. He was, yeah. Rachel at bottom. Monica at 2. Phoebe at 1. Joey in the middle, Ross down. Ross was pretty low in season 5, Jesus. To be fair, season 5, everyone was on point. And Monica, I loved Monica, I remember really loving Monica. Ross was on a rampage, that's for sure. And season 4... Also, Monica's not been a number 1, I thought she had. Monica was number 2 twice, though. Look at the image. Joey at bottom there. Wow. Phoebe, look how far down Phoebe is. Yeah, season 5 is where I fell in love with Phoebe then. Wow, this guy didn't really seem that long ago. This character. That episode doesn't seem that long ago. Yes, I did click onto that image. But, so does that one. All these could be from any episode. But I remember that episode. I remember that episode. God, she was that long ago. Oh no, because I guess she was in season 5 as well, but it was more, not as much in it, I guess. Wow, that's funny. It's funny how that's changed. Chandler at the top, Monica at the top for 2 seasons. Chandler's kind of whittled his way down. Oh, that's sad to see. So he's literally season just got down and down. But surely everyone agrees with that. Like he's just not as strong as he was in seasons 1 to 4, I'd say. Like I did say that in the Q&A. But anyway, I've been rambling so long. I'm actually waiting on the episode till those are gone. But that's the Q&A and tier list. Let me know if you agree with it, what you change about it. I'm pretty happy with that for now. But like I said, I could swap Rachel and Ross, and I could swap Chandler and Monica. Phoebe would definitely at number 1. I'm happy with Joey at 2 for this season. So yeah, there we go, guys. I'll see you in the reaction, which I'm probably going to film in a bit anyway. So if I look different, that'll be why. Because this has been going on for like an hour and a half because of the breaks and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching. But I'll see you in a second for the reaction anyway. So yeah.
Well, what's going on?
Oh, Ross does know.
Oh my God.
And now everyone knows that
Guys,
it's not a thing.
I'm not pregnant.
Slow swimmers.
So they're all just going to find out now it's Rachel shortly.
Joey, you have to change before the party.
I can't. I don't have any other clothes here.
Oh yeah, his job with Gary Oldman.
It doesn't say I died tragically in France.
Just storms off.
Why'd you tell the guys that you weren't pregnant?
Because I'm not.
We found your test in the trash. If you're not pregnant,
Surely this is where everyone finds out.
it's because I am.
Why?
What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
Yes, I am with child.
Right, took one for the team.
Wait a minute, so you told people I was pregnant? Does this look like a conversation I want to remember?
Yeah, my guy just he's getting his money.
I can't say.
She kind of did Rachel a solid there, I respect that.
I can't say because he's famous.
Oh my God,
Yes.
who is it?
Okay. It's James Brolin.
I know Josh Brolin.
James.
New intro. I love my new intros. It's always started with Jennifer Aniston. Oh, nice. Oh, we got the Rachel and Phoebe. Yeah, best intro ever.
Get Chandler and the bridesmaids.
How about just the bridesmaids?
Oh, there you go. The photo wheel one.
Oh, thank you for doing that. I just can't deal with this just quite yet.
So instead,
So
you told
Phoebe
me
knows.
Monica was pregnant?
You said that
One
she
down.
was. I just didn't disagree with
Four
you.
to go.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Yo. She's twirling.
Mr. and Mrs. Chandler Bing.
What's Freddie Mercury? Imagine.
I've been taking dancing lessons.
Ah,
For the
has
last
he?
6 weeks. I wanted this to be a moment you would never forget.
Well, you got Ross and Monica's dancing partner, so good luck. Was that a sentence? I don't think so. Yeah, that's...
Shoes, they're all slippery.
Well, are you going to be able to do this?
Not well.
Hey, he took the lessons though. That's still kind of... It's the thought that counts.
So, you ready to talk about it?
No.
Are you ready to tell us who the dad is? Yeah, Phoebe wants to know. I want to know. We all want to know. You guys know, which is kind of annoying.
Who's the father? Oh,
Yes!
Look, you know what? I haven't told him yet, so until I do, I don't think I should tell anybody else.
yeah.
Is it Ross? Is it Joey?
Is it Tag? Oh,
Good question.
okay, I'm
but
sorry.
no.
I'll stop.
Say no.
Is it Ross? It's Ross, isn't it? Oh my God, it's Joey.
Tell you until I tell him.
Uh-huh. At least we know it's a him.
That is... Yeah, that's a positive.
More important, the way I'm dressed and me being with you on your special day.
Honey, I'm not even going to pretend I was listening. Hey!
Ross's new crush, I'm sure.
Hi.
Make sure she isn't your cousin first.
Hello, Mona from her restaurant.
How does this guy get laid, ever? What the fuck? Multiple times.
Mona. Wow, what a beautiful name.
You think so?
It's probably what you should have led with.
Come on, Mona Lisa? Uh-huh. Huh? Mona
From Pretty Little Lies.
Kleklachen? The famous botanist?
Yes, the famous...
Supposedly, she was once quite the hottie of the plant world.
Really?
If
Well, see, I never
she
knew
gives
about her.
him her number,
Linda
then
Kleklachen.
we're all doing it wrong.
What table are you at? Oh, me too.
Good.
How? What the fuck? Okay,
Oh, guess what, Molly Gilbert? You've just been bumped up to table 1.
he's ditching table one for it.
Bend your arms a little more. There you go. Okay,
They're
look
all
straight
trying to hook
ahead.
up with people.
Now this time I want you to really put your ass in.
That guy had nothing on his fork!
I'd like you to meet Dennis Phillips.
Congratulations.
Of course he's called Dennis Phillips.
Fantastic lover.
Bravo, Dennis. Thanks for pleasing my mother so.
Why would you say that?
Missed the ceremony. I was stuck at auditions.
Oh, yes, Dennis is directing a new Broadway show.
I don't believe we've met.
Well, you know, it's a funny story.
Funny ha-ha or funny... Oh!
Yeah, but you never know. Is that Jack I see? Is that Jack? Hello, King. Jack, you dropped the crown. What? We didn't get a lot of... Oh, that's not good enough. Have you been played? Have you been played?
Hey.
No? 9.
Oh, see,
yeah.
before you, when you showed it to me, you held it that way, which, which,
Did she actually? I'm going to have to go back and check now.
well,
Oh, at least Ben's there.
hello.
Those aren't 11 and a half. Okay, fine. I'm a 7. All right, I have surprisingly small feet, but the rest of me is good. I'll show you.
He will. You know he will.
Can you believe Phoebe got
Look at
pregnant?
Jack sipping his
Oh, you know what,
wine.
honey? Let's not talk about that right now.
This is so huge.
Sure, but come on, as big as your wedding.
Of course not. Nothing is.
Well, yeah, but...
Dumb do you have to be to get pregnant?
Oh,
Hey,
no,
you know, sometimes
no,
you can do everything
Monica.
right. Well, maybe that's really brave.
Maybe. I just hope she realizes how hard it's going to be.
God.
Oh, there's a lot to think about. I mean, how is she going to...
Oh no, she's panicking.
Does she realize she's not going to have a date again for the next, 18 years?
Right. So 48, Rachel can start dating again.
Champagne?
Oh, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Didn't think of that one. She got to explain that one.
That's actually how the French drink it.
I actually believe that. Oh. Did Monica... I think she kind of pieced it together. Come on, Monica. You have a brain. Ross, Joey, and Chandler don't have brains, so they won't figure it out, but...
James Brolin said,
Rachel's really the one who's pregnant?
what?
Got him.
Don't
Yeah.
bother.
Yeah. Monica's too smart for you all.
How do you feel? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. This is
I'm glad they just got Monica out of the way. It's like, yeah, Monica knows.
Freak out until you're 100% sure.
Yeah, forget you have to actually piss on the stick.
all right.
That's kinda
I'll take it
funny.
again when I get home.
You gotta take it. Do it as a present to me.
I'll run out and get you one.
Oh, girls are so great.
Check these three out.
Who's the father?
Oh no, she won't tell us.
Yeah, you mean the writers won't tell us. Episode 8, they'll tell us.
Just gave you peeing on a stick.
See, this is why you registered.
I was going to say, how would she know who the dad is, but if she's only stayed with one person in the past. Oh, okay, that was
It
the
was
joke.
the chair again, okay? I'm not doing it.
He's getting
Look,
bullied.
you know what?
Yeah, you played that one off for me.
Dr. Geller?
I wasn't farting.
Oh, mate.
A little game from our table.
Ah, of course.
Dr. Geller, will you dance with me?
Maybe later. Right now, I'm about to dance with this lady.
Oh, Ross.
Lady wouldn't mind letting you go first.
I'd be happy
Why
to.
don't all three of you just break it down?
Try it my special way, and you can dance on my feet.
Sure.
Yeah, hop on.
That's awesome. Fuck! I'm gonna stop using that word. Wow. Very.
In the world, never
Party.
know.
You are a soap actor with freakishly tiny feet.
Hey,
That is that, yeah. Got him. Does Matt Blanc actually have tiny feet?
No, thank you, Miranda.
Melinda.
All right.
How cute was that?
Oh, were you watching?
Oh, yeah.
Can I go next?
Of course you can. Hop on.
Okay, but I get to hop on after her.
Damn, what the fuck?
to Monica and Chandler, the greatest couple in the world, and my best friends.
Yes, Joey.
When I first found out they were getting married, I was a little angry. I was like, why, God, why? How could you take them away from me?
Such passion.
Some happy memories.
Yes, those memories. There's some good memories.
Memories.
He's giving me Connor Roy.
Sorry.
He's giving me Connor Roy.
And some scared memories. Oh.
Wow.
Huh?
Ah. Watch Connor Roy's funeral speech from Succession. Watch it. It's not really a spoiler, so you can watch it. It's so good. I think I've said this before, but do you ever watch something that's from the 90s and go, every old actor or actress in this piece of art is probably dead now?
You can dance with her first.
Oh, you sure? Okay.
He's gonna have no legs working.
So what's
No, I mean because he's dancing a lot. That's sounded harsh, but did she say her name was Gert?
Whoa! What are you doing there, Gert?
No, Gert.
Dancing on your feet like the other girls did it?
Oh God.
Why aren't you moving your feet?
Oh.
Maybe I should stand on your feet.
I'm with an A. Jesus.
Casting for this new show.
Look, Joey, I don't think you're quite right for this project.
I think he is. I'll back Joey.
And if you didn't see it up there, just try it.
It's an all-Chinese cast.
Okay, well that's...
Can you be Chinese?
Don't.
Well, I'm not proud of this, but
No, stop,
Oh my
stop.
God. No, please.
Yeah, don't. Let's stop. Don't do it. I thought for a second maybe.
Oh, sweetie, you could never embarrass me. Okay, you could easily embarrass me. But come on, it doesn't matter.
But he hasn't yet. That's what's important. Oh, he did run away though. I forgot about that.
Just
Another
try
reason
not
why
to
Chandler
move
was
your feet at all.
a second to last. Maybe he should have been below Monica.
Chandler, I'm gonna have you arrested. You stole my moves.
Oh, yes.
How much longer? 30 seconds.
Did I miss it?
Oh, I love how they're all here for Rachel. It's so wholesome. Fuck! Just get me through this episode. Not one more time. Stop. People who just skip the Q&A and tier list won't even get what I'm on about with that word.
It's time.
I shouldn't skip things. Yeah, sorry. There's more important things right now than your
Go ahead, Rachel.
piss.
Okay.
She's pregnant. There's 100%. They're not just going to... No, that doesn't matter. You're not pregnant.
It's negative.
What?
What? It's negative.
Is she joking? No, that'd be a bad joke.
Oh.
What? So that's the storyline done. So who's the dad with some bullshit then?
Phew.
What?
That's great. That is really great. Great news.
Does she kind of want a baby?
How can I be upset over something I never had? It's
negative. You're doing this at 1?
No, it's positive.
You are joking, man. You did that.
What?
Why?
It's not negative. It's positive.
Why did she do that?
Are you sure? Well, yeah, I lied before.
Why? I mean, you got true emotions out, I guess.
Now you know how you really feel about it.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that.
That's a
Fair
risky
enough.
little game.
Yeah, it was it paid off, but Jesus. Oh,
I'm gonna have a baby.
Oh.
I'm gonna have a baby.
Yeah. I think everyone in the audience then was a woman. That's all I heard. Not one bloke was like, yeah. Oh, those two were great. They were so good. Dedicated to the people of... Yeah, I was curious.
I just didn't see the...
No, I mean it. There are so few genuinely nice guys out there.
Oh, tell me about it. I feel like I'm holding down the fort all by myself.
Yeah, sure.
It's Joey, right?
No.
Yeah.
Wait a minute! No! I'm the nice one! How small are your feet?
Cockblock Joey, why don't you, Jesus? Oh, I love that episode. What an intro into the season. Phoebe, though, Jesus. That, I mean, it paid off. Rachel didn't seem too pissed. I was confused, because I was like, oh, they're just going to have that storyline dropped instantly. So all these questions about who the dad is don't even matter, but no. It was good. It did get actual emotions out, though, I guess, so it kind of worked, but I love this episode. This was really good. It went by so quick, that felt like 10 minutes. That actually felt like 10 minutes, but dedicated to people of New York City as well, so I'm assuming this aired September 27, 2001. Wow, that is very close to when 9/11 was. Jesus. Yeah, I was curious if they'd not say anything, but I think that's like enough. It's because I only thought that because obviously Friends is set in New York, so I wouldn't have thought that of any other show if it was set around that time. But just because it is based in New York and that's such a huge part of the show is New York, I wondered if they'd mention anything, and they dedicated the episode to the people of New York, which yeah, I didn't even know when this episode airs, so yeah, check in. I knew it was close because I knew it began towards 2001 and stuff, so I have asked that question before if they would. But yeah, really enjoyed this. Like, I love that Phoebe was going to take the fall for Rachel, and then Monica clicking on very quickly. I love that Phoebe and Monica were both there for Rachel for the whole episode, being supportive of her and stuff as well. So I'm glad we just got Monica out of the way in terms of finding out. So yeah, she's smart. She knows Rachel too well. I like that. It's like she didn't need to say it, but it's like so obvious she knows Rachel and Phoebe so well. Whereas, like, you know, she fell for it for 5 minutes and then she was like, oh, well, it's Rachel. That's a baby. So then Ross trying to impress another woman, of course. Almost worked out for him, but somehow didn't. Joey trying to get a role, of course. And I'd say the weakest was probably Chandler learning to dance. But again, it's kind of nice that he learned for 6 weeks to dance. So, yeah, very good premiere into the season, actually. Really enjoyed this one. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think Rachel was a standout by far, but Monica and Phoebe were fantastic as well. So I loved their friendship this episode. It was good to just start the season off with those three feeling really close, and I hope they continue that with this season. That's something about with the Q&A asking what I'd want for this season. I think that's one of it. I want those three to feel, because obviously you have Monica and Rachel a lot, and then Rachel and Phoebe a lot of the time, and then Phoebe and Monica sometimes, not as much. But to have all three of them, we do have that obviously, but I want it to just be consistent for majority of this season. That'd be really good. Yeah, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. And if you do want the early and uncut reactions, friends, and the Patreon page will be in the description. And one of the comments down below where they will be on around episode 11 of season 8 by the time this one's on YouTube. And I'll see you next time for episode 2. Until then, take care. Peace.